guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and oh, wait a second, what day is it today? It's October the 24th of this year. Well, I guess it's actually quite nice, and I guess you know what that means, right? That's right, today officially marks, well, my 14th year making videos over here by now, So yeah, I guess if anything, I never expected that we would actually make it this far right about now, but all I can say, for those who actually did tune into, of course, this latest thoughts video, let alone my post that I put up not too long ago in regards of this celebration, let me say this right now, thank you all so much for, of course, 14 years for sure. I never thought we would actually make it this far right about now, but hey, given for the fact that we've been putting out tons and tons of videos every single time, not only on this channel, but also my second channel, I felt like that we've actually grown a whole lot for the past 14 years for sure. Sure, we did have a bit of struggles and not to mention bits of drama every once in a while, but I'm actually really quite thrilled that we actually made this far right now. So yeah, thank you all so much for, of course, this special occasion right now, and I do hope that 2023 next year will be really exciting since we'll be marking our 15th year very soon. So yeah, I'm really excited to see on how what will go down for when that comes around. So yeah, quite a whole lot of stuff coming up for our 15th year next year. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that. But yeah, I guess in the meantime, I guess if anything, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, am I going to do something special to celebrate this occasion? Well, I would, but yeah, in fact, I did originally have one thing planned out for sure, but I sadly couldn't actually do it for sure because I was too bombarded with, of course, plenty of other stuff that I have to get done in addition to all that, So I guess, if anything, I'll just stick to what I normally do for today, which is, of course, doing another thoughts video right about now. And interestingly enough, it is, of course, on the latest movie that I just got back from seeing not too long ago. So yeah, nothing too big or epic or anything. It's pretty much all I can do at this point. Alright. Alright, so I guess for today's thoughts video right about now, I guess we're gonna be in for a real treat talking about this latest movie that had just dropped not too long ago right about now, and yeah, I think if anything, I think we might as well return from, of course, well, I think I should say ever since the last time I've actually done a thoughts video where I talked about Halloween Ends, I think it's about time that we shift our focus from, of course, a horror film for this month, all the way to, of course, a brand new superhero movie that had just dropped not too long ago, and yeah, I guess it's pretty much what I can say for, of course, that front right about now. So yeah, but I guess if you want to know right but now, for today's movie, I think we're gonna be hanging our way back to, of course, the kind of people of course, well, DC for, of course, this latest film. So yeah, I guess if anything, when I actually said DC, I think you know exactly what I'm gonna be talking about for sure. So yeah. And I guess if anything for today's thoughts video, in case a lot of you guys wanted to know, we're going to be diving into, of course, DC's newest film, let alone the newest installment into, of course, the DC Extended Universe right about now, which is none other than today's movie that I'm going to be talking about here today, Black Adam. So yeah, I guess if anything, I had just got back from, of course, seeing this film not too long ago, and well, looks like I did sell, of course, a late 7 o'clock showing of course, this film, and I did come back a little late for sure, but hey, now that I'm officially back, right, but now I guess I might as well go ahead and talk about it here today. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. All right, that should do it for this bottle. All right, so I guess if anything, before I can go ahead and talk about this latest movie, I think a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I know about Black Adam for sure? Well, truth be told, unlike any other superheroes for sure, Black Adam is, of course, one superhero that I probably may or may not have actually known about for sure. In fact, I didn't actually expect a superhero like that to come out of course, DC for sure, but from what I'm actually seeing, I think it actually does sound interesting. In fact, based on, of course, on what I've actually seen, he's basically like Shazam on steroids right about now. So yeah, and I know that's definitely saying a whole lot for sure, but I think that's what I can gather on what I know about Black Adam for sure. So yeah, pretty much if anything, much like Shazam on steroids, but I think he does probably carry on a more extreme type of style when it comes to being an anti-hero for sure. Yeah, but if anything, I'm kind of one of those people who actually like Deadpool is actually a really great anti-superhero for sure, so. But yeah, I think it's what I can gather about how for sure. Not that much into Black Adam entirely, but it actually does sound quite interesting for, of course, a superhero regardless. So yeah, but I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, how did I get myself roped into, of course, this one? Well, I think when I actually heard that they're going to be making a movie on, of course, this one with, of course, Dwayne Johnson attached to play the title character for sure, I actually got really excited for, of course, this one because, yeah, I mean, based on, of course, what I've actually seen, I do think Dwayne Johnson is actually a good fit to actually play Black Adam for sure, and of course based on some promotional material, and even when the movie was, of course, first announced for sure, when I actually got a good glimpse of course, some pre-production stuff and even some pretty much some behind-the-scenes stuff with, of course, Dwayne Johnson playing the title character, I actually got myself excited and see where it's going to go from here for sure. And, well, it looks like a couple of years has passed by, and thankfully the movie did officially drop right about now, and yeah, quite fitting because I know next weekend is, of course, devoted to, of course, Halloween for sure, So yeah, apparently that's a whole lot more important for sure next weekend. But yeah, I think this weekend is actually a good fit to, of course, release this film for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, now that the movie has officially dropped, I knew right away that I am desperate enough to actually go and see the film for myself. So yeah, thankfully, I did manage to head on over to my local movie theater just in the nick of time before the movie started for sure, and, well, I did manage to go see it, and I just literally got back from, of course, seeing this one, and I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I got to see it? Well, that's gonna be hard to answer, but from what I can gather in my head, I think this movie is alright. Yeah, I'm completely serious. I actually think this movie is decent. Yeah, I mean, it's not good, not bad, it's just okay, but if anything, before you guys ask, my answer is yes, I actually had a good time for sure, so yeah, I'll admit I actually don't think this movie is either good or by all means terrible by all means, but I actually do think it's a decent flick all the way, but I actually did get myself a really good time with, of course, seeing this one for sure, which may not deliver on, of course, all the cool stuff for sure, but it actually does a fine job, and of course, doing what it has to do. just a regular old comic book movie that I could just sit down and watch, and yeah, it's pretty much what this movie actually gave to me, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. Alright, so now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about with, of course, this film, which to start things off right now is, of course, the story, and yeah, I'll admit, I actually do think the story for, of course, this movie does actually have some fine grounds that it actually lays itself onto for sure. So yeah, and I guess if anything, it actually really does hit the bullet points on, of course, why I'm actually hoping for sure, and yeah, with plenty of times I've actually gone through seeing this movie, it actually does deliver on, of course, what it's promised. However, some parts of it actually does to fine, while the rest I just kind of felt is a little bit muddled down entirely for sure. So yeah, I actually do like a really good amount of stuff they actually threw into it, but at the same time I got distracted by other things that this movie might actually be lacking for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, it's a little half and half for, of course, the story right about now, as I do think we could have actually have a great one fully for sure, but I actually do like the idea, of course, what it's actually trying to go for right about now. However, I think probably the main complaint that actually is the main culprit on, of course, all this would definitely have to be the film's writing, I have to say. So yeah, pretty much if anything, the entire screenplay for, of course, this movie, I actually don't think actually flows out pretty well, and pretty much if anything, good number of parts are, of course, incredibly sloppy and not really developed very much, and of course it's lacking any sort of interest that I've actually have for sure, and not to mention even some parts of it that were written out for sure, I did find myself yawning a whole lot and almost falling asleep from, of course, all that for sure. So yeah, maybe I think it could have actually used like maybe another draft or two to actually make it a whole lot more engaging, but yeah, I think if anything, it did kind of lack with, of course, what we've actually seen for sure, and not only that, I also found the comedy, of course, this film, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I do get that there around the time I actually saw it, pretty much a good number of people were, of course, laughing for sure, but yeah, honestly, I just don't actually think it was actually probably the intention, of course, what I was hoping for with, of course, this one. I was expecting for this film to actually take itself very seriously for sure, and just by having those comedic jokes thrown into it for sure, just kind of feels a bit distracting from, of course, what I was actually kind of getting for sure. No, I mean, don't get me wrong, some comedic moments in serious films have worked before, but I guess in case of course, this film, it did kind of lack a whole lot for sure, so yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can gather for, of course, the first three about now, which, yeah, is saying a whole lot, but hey, that's just my opinion. Alright, so now that I've actually got those out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about the next couple of things that I should talk about for sure, which are, of course, the characters, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I actually think the characters in, of course, this movie, they are incredibly engaging all the way, and not to mention very interesting for sure. Everything from, of course, what I've actually seen for sure, I really do have a strong connection for, of course, all the characters for sure, and just by seeing them on screen alone, they are actually really fun for sure, and plus I actually do like a really good amount of development they've actually thrown into, of course, this one for sure, yeah, every single one of the characters I've actually seen, they actually have a really good sense of course, developing entirely, and I actually do get myself carrying into, of course, all the characters for sure, which in turn actually does make them fun to watch all the way. And I do find myself rooting for them for sure. Like, whenever I actually do see them on screen, I actually do think they are actually incredibly fun to watch. Well, except for the main villain for sure, he just sort of lacks all of the hang, and I don't really care one bit. But the rest of the characters, I actually do care for sure, and I actually do think they're pretty nice and interesting characters entirely. So yeah, I guess it's what I can say for, of course, the characters, and yeah, I think for, of course, the pretty much the actors playing all these characters. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they actually did pull off some pretty good performances, in my opinion. So yeah, I think with, of course, every single one of them I've actually seen on screen, yeah, I think I will admit some of the actors I will have to say are a bit off, of course, their performances for sure. But the rest, I have to say, actually did pull off some pretty good performances for sure. And I do get myself fully invested with every single one of them whenever I see on screen. So yeah, two of the examples I can actually give is, of course, Black Adam himself, played by Dwayne Johnson, and yeah, pretty much if anything, Johnson actually really does pull off a really good performance as Black Adam for sure. Yeah, pretty much if anything, just he really does take his role very seriously for sure, and I do find myself getting fully engaged with, of course, what I've actually seen, which actually does make him a bit of a badass for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, Dwayne Johnson really does shine through for, of course, this movie, and yeah, I think pretty much if anything, it's not just him, but another actor that I really do admire that actually does have a give that does give out a pretty good performance in, of course, this movie would definitely have to be Pierce Brosnan, and yeah, with, of course, what I've actually seen, I actually do find myself getting fully engaged with, of course, Brosnan's acting in, of course, this one. With what I'm actually seeing for sure, he actually does care for the people that he's actually working with, and especially trying his best to help out Black Adam in every way, shape, and form for sure. So yeah, with, of course, what I'm actually seeing, Pierce Brosnan actually does give out a really good performance in, of course, this movie, alongside Dwayne Johnson for sure, and yeah, I know that's definitely saying a whole lot for sure, but I know I won't go through every single one of them for sure, but hey, needless to say, the actors definitely pull off some really good performances in, of course, this movie. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so now that I've actually got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, I think that's, quite saying a whole lot, but yeah, I guess if anything, for the visuals and the effects in, of course, this movie, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they actually do look really quite nice for sure. Every single one of them I've actually seen, from the way pretty much on how everything looks in the entire world this movie actually takes place into, even the superheroes in this movie and the way they show off their superpowers. They actually are really fun to watch for sure, and I really do feel like we are actually in pretty much in on the action for sure. So yeah. And, of course, it actually does have a really good sense of realism for sure to help blend in with, of course, what's going on during all the characters' environments for sure, which actually is really quite nice, and even the way they've actually showcased the whole style, of course, what they're giving to us visually actually makes it all the more engaging for sure. So yeah, that's what I can gather for, of course, the visuals and the effects, and of course this in this movie, and not only that, I also do find the action. Well, I mean, yeah, there are a good number of bits and pieces of action scenes that I just kind of thought were a little bit out of place or not really done very well. But the rest, I have to say, are actually really impressive to look at for sure. And yeah, I think, if anything, I did get myself a big hooked on, of course, what's going on for sure. So yeah. But then again, with a few number of ones that I think didn't work, I knew my mind is going like, oh, hey, what are you doing? I mean, come on, what are you doing here? Yeah, I mean, surely you're much better than that. But when a good action scene kicks in, my mind is like, oh yeah, this is actually really fun to watch for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much if anything, when you can see it, the action is actually done very well. But when you can't, yeah, it pretty much blows away, of course, all that for sure. But for me personally, I guess a little bit is more towards on the lagger for sure. The rest, I have to say, is still done very well for sure. And I just couldn't help but get myself fully investing on, of course, what's going on for sure. So yeah, I guess it's what I can gather for, of course, the action, and not only that, pretty much the direction, of course, this movie. Yeah, I will admit, it is a big off from, of course, what I've actually done for sure, and yeah, maybe I think some things were, of course, misdirected or not directed very well, but could have actually used a whole lot more work, and honestly, I think I actually get myself more investing on, of course, pretty much Dwayne Johnson's jungle cruise through the Amazon jungle, and of course, this director's last film I talked about last year, so, but yeah, I guess if anything, the direction, of course, this movie is not bad in my opinion, but it is a little off for sure, so yeah, I think it's what I can gather. But however, the cinematography, I have to say, is of course done very well. And I do love how they actually brought in some really good camera shots. They actually threw in for sure, and of course, pretty much of anything with most of my other complaints. I think the A-ing, I have to say, through the film's A-ing. Well, I will admit, it is a big half and half for me. Some parts are quite nice, while others are, of course, too quick and too choppy that I had a hard time, of course, what I'm getting myself into fully for sure. So yeah, I think it's what I can gather over here now. But most importantly, I actually do think this film actually really defines, of course, what is actually so incredible about Black Adam for sure. Maybe some parts of it could have been done a whole lot better, but I still think they did a fine job with it nonetheless. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can gather on, of course, this one. Alright. Alright, so I guess overall, I will admit, I don't think this is necessarily a good flick entirely, nor is it even terrible, but I will say Black Adam is actually a decent enough flick that I still think is actually well worth a couple hours of your time for sure. So yeah, maybe I think some parts of it could have been worked out a whole lot more to actually make it more fun and exciting, and not to mention actually take itself very, very seriously with, of course, what it's actually doing for sure. But I guess if anything, with the good number of parts that didn't work entirely, I think it's a safe bet to say that it did try its best with what it's actually doing. But the rest that actually did work actually does work entirely. So yeah, I guess if anything, I don't think this is actually a good flick or even terrible by all means. But I still think it's an alright flick that is fine to check out for sure. But rest assured, right now, I still had a good time seeing it nonetheless, and yeah, I actually still couldn't help but recommend this film all the way for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, that's pretty much what I can gather for, of course, this movie. So yeah, I guess if anything, if it is actually well worth a couple hours of your time, then by all means, go ahead and actually go ahead and check this one out for sure. I mean, yeah, I think you couldn't, yeah, you wouldn't necessarily get much for sure, but from what it is, I actually think is actually fine nonetheless for sure. So yeah. And of course, given to of course what the DC Extended Universe is going through right now for sure, let alone what Warner Brothers is gonna do entirely for sure. I do hope that if anything, yeah, maybe I think we could actually get some more pretty much DC Extended Universe movies that are actually quite good, like of course Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, and not to mention the Suicide Squad, which is just to name a few about how so yeah. I think we'll probably wait and see, of course, what goes down for sure, because, yeah, there's still going to be, pretty much about a whole lot more DC Extended Universe movies coming our way very soon, with, of course, 4 that's on the way next year for sure. So yeah, hopefully I think maybe we'll actually get some things that are actually really good from, of course, all the ones for sure. But for now, I think Black Adam is a decent one to check out until then for sure. So yeah, I think it's what I can gather on, of course, this one. So yeah, for my final score, yeah, I'll be fair on this one, and I'll give it a 6 out of 10 as my final score. Like I said, I don't think this is necessarily a good flick entirely, nor is it even terrible by all means, but I actually do think it's actually a decent flick to check out for sure, and I actually do find myself having a good time with, of course, this one for sure. So yeah, if you actually got the time, if you want to spend a couple of hours checking this one out, then by all means, go ahead and do so. I mean, I'm not going to stop anyone from, of course, seeing it for sure, but I still think this is actually well worth checking out nonetheless for sure. So yeah, I guess there's nothing much else I can say right about now, except, well, go check this one out if you actually got the time. So yeah. I think that's pretty much all I can say of course, this one. Alright. Alright, so I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and let me know in the comment section below if you have seen Black Adam and what you thought about it, as well as, of course, leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up sometime in the near future. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites that I have provided with, of course, the links down in the description box below. And of course, support me on Patreon if you want to see sneak peeks to videos that I got coming up in the near future, as well as some other awesome rewards that will help fit into your budget. And if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of my channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell and select all notifications if you want to see more videos like this coming up in the near future. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and yeah, now that I've actually pretty much of anything, I think I've actually been through enough on what DC is actually giving to us right about now. So yeah, I guess the next time I'll dive into, of course, another superhero movie right about now. So I guess it's time for me to shift my way back to Marvel for sure. And actually seek out, of course, my epic return to, of course, the incredible and beautiful country of Wakanda. I think you pretty much know where I'm going with, of course, this one. So yeah, I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.